All right, folks. Day 5 and final day of my little tribute to Chuck Norris. Hopefully, y'all been enjoying this. I know I've said it, but I've had a great time doing it. No doubt, Chuck will be missed. And yeah, I definitely have had fun looking up all the fun stuff. I didn't realize there were so many memes. I've seen one or two here and there in a clip somebody puts online, but I decided to put a whole bunch of them together. And rather than make one, I made a bunch of short ones. So hopefully it would hold people's attention. So without further ado, let's dive in. I once watched the Chuck Norris movie and dreamt about him that night. Woke up with a black eye. Why doesn't Chuck Norris ever get lost? Even maps fear Chuck Norris. Chuck Norris can slam a revolving door. Chuck Norris is so fast. How fast, you ask? He can run around the earth and punch himself in the back of the head. Chuck Norris once won an arm wrestling contest with both arms tied behind his back. Chuck Norris plays Jenga with Stonehenge. Chuck Norris tells Simon what to do. Chuck Norris once parked in a no parking zone while he went to do his grocery shopping. When he came out, there was a police officer next to his car and asked, "Is this your car, sir?" Chuck said, "Yes, sir. Is there a problem?" The officer replied, "I'm sorry, sir. We must have put that no parking sign in the wrong place. If it looks like a chicken, tastes like a chicken, and feels like a chicken, but Chuck Norris calls it beef, then it's beef." Jack be nimble, Jack be quick, but he still couldn't avoid Chuck Norris's roundhouse kick. Since Chuck Norris was born, roundhouse kick deaths and injuries have increased by 13,000%. When Chuck Norris looked into the abyss looked the other way. Chuck Norris is not hung like a horse is hung like Chuck Norris. Chuck Norris can dribble a bowling ball. Chuck Norris once wandered into a feminist rally. When he left, his shirt was ironed and he had a sandwich. Chuck Norris once punched a horse in the chin, creating the world's first giraffe. Chuck Norris doesn't scroll with a mouse. He uses a lion. Chuck Norris doesn't use an umbrella. The rain just avoids him. When Chuck Norris lifts weights, the weights get in shape. When police officers approach Chuck Norris, they say, "We have the right to remain silent." Chuck Norris doesn't worry about high gas prices. His vehicles all run on fear. The Flash learned how to run at the speed of light when he noticed Chuck Norris was chasing him. As a child, when Chuck Norris wrecked his bicycle, he skinned the sidewalk with his knee. Chuck Norris once took a lie detector test. The machine confessed everything. And on the seventh day, God rested, and Chuck Norris took over. The original premise for the show Survivor was to put a bunch of people on an island with Chuck Norris. Problem was, there were no survivors. They should have stuck with that, in my opinion. Chuck Norris once shot down an enemy plane with his finger, just by yelling, "Bang!" The Swiss Army uses a Chuck Norris knife. Chuck Norris can hear sign language. Chuck Norris speaks Braille. Chuck Norris can do a wheelie on a unicycle. For you Harry Potter fans, Voldemort refers to Chuck Norris as you-know-who. And Chuck Norris has an itch, it scratches itself. And since we just passed April Fool's Day, Chuck Norris's calendar goes straight from March 31st to April 2nd. No one fools Chuck Norris. And last but not least, folks, Chuck Norris didn't go to the light came to him. Rest in peace, Chuck. We love you, man. Hope you all enjoyed this and got a smile. Cheers.